Ted Cruz is continuing his exploitation of the trucker convoy, the DC trucker convoy there. He arrived, he spoke, he even rode shotgun a little bit, but not everyone necessarily wanted his ass there. Watch.
When you look at the origins of the pandemic, the virus, God bless you. The virus, the evidence is overwhelming, I think escaped from a Chinese government lab in Wuhan, China.
So as he talks about the government Wuhan lab in China, Ted Cruz sucks. So okay, I'm not sure. Okay, there's been always the talk about Ted Cruz kind of enjoys the pushback he gets, the hate. He tweets ridiculous things and completely gets pushed back on and hated directly. No one really likes Ted Cruz. It's been said widely, but he rolls with the punches. This is what Ted Cruz is. He's there to be a politician, to exploit people. And if you notice, those two guys around him, some of the organizers of the DC convoy, they know. So let's get to some of these things that the truckers are looking for, and Ted Cruz is trying to exploit them for other reasons. So the truckers said that they will continue this protest until they had sat down with more members of Congress and had their demands met. Those demands include rolling back the national state of emergency designation, as well as any existing vaccine mandates. The truckers are also calling for congressional hearings on the origins of the pandemic, along with an investigation to state and federal COVID responses. So they're still trying to craft exactly what they're upset about, because of course there's mask mandates rolling back, vaccine types of things aren't happening as much. I mean, Biden got rejected on many of his mandates when it comes to the vaccine as well. So they're still looking for their direct answer. Maybe Ted Cruz can help them out. Either way it goes, here's another trucker that was part of that convoy that did voice in this video that he posted the kinds of responses they're getting from DC residents.
Go all the way across country with these people, and not one time did I see anybody flip us the bird. Not once. We're going around a beltway, birds are flying everywhere. That's the kind of people that live up there, you know? So it's a different world here in DC. It's a different world, you know? So we're trying to straighten it out. We're trying to clean it up. That's what this is all about. Trying to get it cleaned up. All right.
They're trying to get it cleaned up. Yeah, it's really fast, because that trucker said they drove through the entire country. They went from California to DC, and every overpass, they were getting thumbs up and tears in people's eyes and people grabbing their legs and saying, "You're my hero." You're in Texas. Did you stand over a couple overpasses and grab some folks' legs and cry?
I didn't do any of that. No, I did not. It's funny. I saw that story earlier today where they were mad that they were getting flipped off. They're causing so much traffic in DC, and they're just going around in circles complaining about something that isn't a problem anymore. And they're upset that they don't have the support of the people. And what's funny about that is they're like, "Oh, this is what people are like in DC. I guess they're terrible. You know, they don't understand what we're trying to do here. We're trying to fix it for them." I mean, people who, I don't want to say anything that overgeneralizes an entire group of people, but I wonder how much they've traveled to the rest of the country, apart from the part of the country that they know outside of their bubble, you know? Because there's so many times where people, you know, they live in one part of the country, they just assume, just because they don't think about it, it's not really their fault, but they just assume that the rest of the country more or less resembles their part of the country. And this space is so vast, it's like thousands of miles across this country. We're very different people. That's why it's so hard to govern. And that's why people like the truckers convoy that came from wherever they started in DC, they're not getting the reception that they thought they would. And honestly, I think, you know, before they get to any kind of congressional hearing or anything like that, it's gonna fizzle out. Like, they already lost a lot of steam on the way over to DC, so.
Yeah, and then also, as we mentioned, some of the policies they're looking for are already naturally gonna happen the way that they're gonna happen. But so yeah, you mentioned the different parts of the country, and at their press conference they had with Ron Johnson and Cruz the other day, he was talking about how the real Americans support us. They do know that there's different types of Americans in the coasts and in bigger cities. Those are the people that they say are not real Americans. It's just us. So they do know there's the difference. But for some reason, as they say, we're gonna come to DC and we're gonna disrupt your traffic. We're gonna show you guys how disruptive we can be. We're gonna be annoying. And then you come there and they say, "You're annoying." You go, "I can't believe they're calling us annoying." Bro, that's what
they don't understand what we're trying to do here. That's what they say. They're always the victims, right? It's funny. I think it was on the Daily Show, but they juxtaposed all of the Fox News coverage from the BLM protests and they put it next to images from the trucker protests. And it's just like the hypocrisy. It just like smacks you in the face. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure they never want to see any of that because that'd be a little bit too much.
No, yeah, they can't.
One more clip really fast, because as we know, Ted Cruz was going through all those things back and forth about how he's trying to push any of his political points of view or any of his advancing of his political career through the truckers. But there was one person in the crowd that, I mean, I hope they were joking, but they did talk about him potentially running for president again. Watch.
Senator, will you support DeSantis over Trump in 2024 if he continues to promote Operation Warp Speed as a success when we know the vaccines are causing myocarditis?
Look, I'm going to stay out of politics right now. I'm focused on the issue at hand, which is the mandates that are wrong and defending people's liberty.
You should run for president.
Thank you.
While I stand here for political reasons, I'm going to stay out of politics for right now. Come on, man.
Ted Cruz, everything Ted Cruz does or says, I feel like I take it personally because he's my senator. And I'm just like, God, this guy. I mean, he doesn't even live that far away from me. But I think I've told this story before, but every time Ted Cruz running for president or running for anything comes up, I always think back to this time. I think I was in Fort Worth, Texas, which is more red than Dallas even, which is right next door to it. But I was sitting in a coffee shop one time and there was a guy, like a couple of guys sitting behind me, Republicans, like they worked in the Republican Party and they were like, yeah, I don't know who we should put up to run this election. I guess Ted Cruz is the best we've got. And those were, members of his own party and they was like, yeah, I guess Ted Cruz can do it. So like, nobody likes him. Nobody likes Ted Cruz. That's all, that's my only point is that nobody likes him. So
we don't talk about Bruno. The next Disney hit is nobody likes Ted Cruz.
Nobody likes Ted Cruz, yeah. I'll get Lin-Manuel on it.
Somebody put it to a tune.